Ignition sequence starts.
Choc and roll! Welcome to the Choc studio with me, Oli the Choc.
You gotta feel it in your soul. You gotta believe it, you gotta know. You gotta wake up and dream and go get it. A visionary knows no limit. Do it big so your name be remembered. Play your cards like the hand of a winner. Eat your breakfast but make room for dinner. Got a hunger for success and my dreams getting bigger.
You wanna dream big, you better dream large. Blocking lanes on the boulevard. Calling shots cause you're in charge. You wanna dream big, you better dream large. You wanna live life like a renegade. Come to the top of your piece of fame. Calling shots cause you're in charge. You wanna dream big, you better dream large. 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 You wanna dream big, you better dream large.
Hey, we are live. It's the Choc and Roll Show. Can everybody hear me? I am live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. I just decided to explode all my chocolatey goodness over the whole entire social media population this afternoon. How are we all doing? So I'm going to keep an eye on the comments. Welcome to the Choc and Roll Show with me, Oli the Choc. I'm live in my favourite place, my happy place, my kitchen, my Choc studio, my wondrous place of pure imagination. And I'm going to show you how to make some Easter chocolate bark with some mini eggs, and it's really easy. So let me know if you're watching and if you would like to see how that's done, because that's super easy to make at home, to recreate with the family, with the children, if you've got nieces, nephews, grandchildren, or even as an idea for a corporate event, because if you're watching on LinkedIn, hey, it could fit in really well. I do virtual events and real life events as well nowadays. Going, that's the future, I guess. So it's a little bit of both, a great combination of the two. So so hello everyone who's watching, and I'm excited to share this with you. I'm live in High Lane, which is my where the business is, Chocolate Street, Mama and Papa Choc shop next door. We are Canal Side, High Lane, and this is my studio. So it's going to be fun. Let me know if you're watching. Drop me a comment. So what have you been up to this week? How's everyone feeling? Are you ready for Easter? Is it too soon? It's 18 days to go, so it's not long. I'm definitely counting down the days. I'm getting really excited. Can't help it. Sorry, I just have to come out with these really terrible egg yolks at this time of year. It's just it's a funny thing, but it just has to be done. Easter egg bark. The future, I think, messy, hands-on, just chuck all the eggs in. You'll see how it's done. A little bit different to making eggs. And these will be available as a kit. You'll be able to make your own bark using my kit from my website. So that's exciting as well. Not long till Easter. I made this today. It's a nice big old Easter egg. This is for a raffle for a charity event. So you can't actually see that on the camera, I don't think. I'm going to flip to the overhead cam. My table cam, and you can see some of the details. It's got the peace, love, choc and roll, and happy Easter, some chocolate graffiti. I just went ham. I went hard on that. I just had fun. Just got lost in the moment, and so it's nice to share that with you. Hey Mandy, how are you? Good evening. Drop me a comment. I might pin it on the screen like I've done with Mandy's. Mandy's a chocoholic and a fellow chocolatier and cake maker and baker and just a fellow creative mind. So great to have you here, Mandy. Thank you for joining. And I'm just going to show you a really simple recipe. So I'm not going to be here for ages tonight. I'm just going to show you this one and get in the mood for Easter, because it's the best time of year for chocolate. I mean, Christmas is the busier time in a business sense, but Easter is just pure chocolate chaos, isn't it? Like, all people buy really for people at Easter is eggs and chocolate. So I'm excited to make some of the massive big Easter eggs, bigger than the one that I've shown you. My dad's got one that I think is about 2 foot tall. So I'm going to put Romy inside that one. That's going to be cool. If I get around to it, I have all these crazy ideas, and whether I get around to it is another thing. But one thing is for sure, that I'm here every Wednesday, and I've got some ideas for Easter that also include cocktails, which I know is unusual for Easter, but I'm thinking Easter-inspired chocolatey cocktails, so cocktails for Easter. And yeah, so maybe that next week. Who's going to be ready for a cocktail, do you think, next Wednesday? I'll see if I can let you know the ingredients in advance if you'd like to make them along with me live. Yeah, who doesn't love a cocktail? I mean, I'll tell you, give you a little wiki leak here. I'm thinking Holy Grail, my salty caramel chocolate, but with white chocolate. And I'm thinking espresso martini vibes. So I'm thinking white chocolate, espresso martini with Holy Grail piece on top, but not just any Holy Grail, a piece of gold Holy Grail. That would be amazing. They're just going to look and taste sensational. Coffee, chocolate, caramel, sea salt. Oh, all the best things in a glass. Strange week. I mean, when was it we woke up to the news that Will Smith had slapped Chris Rock in the face on stage at the Oscars? I genuinely thought I was watching something of WrestleMania, WWE. I was thinking, this isn't real, this is a joke, it's a publicity stunt. Somebody's got a book coming out. I don't actually think that's the case, but you just never know with Hollywood, do you? No, the fact it did happen, you could see the rage on Will's. The funny thing was that you could see that his reaction completely changed. So did you see that? Did you see the uncensored version when he's shouting and hollering and swearing at Chris Rock? Like, quite disturbing, really. Like, it's not the Will Smith that we know unless he's playing that character, which ironically was the character that he played in a way. I've not seen the film, but is it Serena Williams, Venus and Serena Williams' father, Richard, had that aggressive streak apparently? I don't know. Is that why? Is that because he was method acting? Did that have an effect on him? Or has he just had enough of the BS that goes with being a celebrity and having people on Twitter trolling and dissing you and your wife and your family? And did he just reach boiling point, just that tipping point, and Chris Rock was on the other end of that at that precise moment, live at the Oscars in front of the whole entire world? And how did Will feel the next day? I mean, how did Chris feel? I'm a big fan of Chris Rock. He's one of my favorite comedians. I'm a big fan of Will Smith. He's one of my favorite actors, and I've always loved his movies and his music as well. And Jada, like, you've got to think of all these people, I think. And yeah, what's your view on it? I mean, it's quite controversial. People are completely split with it. And I just think there's a lot going on, maybe that we don't know about, like perhaps stuff going on with Will that we don't know about. Maybe Chris Rock could have placed it better. Perhaps he should have. I don't know. Did he know that Jada had personal issues with? You probably just don't go there. But I know comedians do sort of toe that line of, you know, it often very controversial, and especially if you sat in the front row. So just didn't expect that. So should I make a chocolate Will Smith or a chocolate Chris Rock? That is the question. Let me know in the comments below. Chocolate Chris Rock, Chris Choc, or Will Smith? I can't think of a pun on the Will Smith one. Yeah, what's it going to be? Is the Chris Rock chocolate going to have like a Will's hand mark on the side? Did I just come out with a genius idea live on social media? If I did, let me know. You never know. No rules. Maybe it would be a nice thing to send to Chris Rock to cheer him up a little bit. But hey, all this publicity can't be doing them any harm, right? I don't know. Mandy's saying Chris Rock, so yeah, it's going to make him feel better. Nobody wins in a situation like that, do they? But what a crazy world like that we're living in. Will doesn't deserve your chocolate. Yeah, fair enough. He just lost it, didn't he? He just couldn't. You could see he just couldn't control that anger. There's a lot going on. The Chris Rock film with the handprint viral chocolate. You see, Chris from the Waltzing Matilda boat is watching. Thank you, Chris. They make pizza on a canal boat. And Mandy actually had a coffee there on the canal, well, from the canal boat when you came over, Mandy. So there's a connection here in the comments. There's energy going on right now, which is what I like. Yeah, you know what? It could go viral, couldn't it? See, this is sometimes why I do these live videos, because I just up the gear, up the energy, and sometimes start sparking ideas, and your involvement and contribution helps too. So Who knows? Watch this space. Something may have just been, an idea may have just been born right here, right now. So the weather forecast, because that was the news. Now the weather is cloudy with a chance of mini eggs, not chocolate salty balls like last week, or meatballs, as the saying goes, but mini eggs. So I've got this slab of Easter-inspired. I'm just going to make sure that doesn't actually slide off, so I'll turn it down the other way. Chocolate bark. We're barking mad, absolutely barking mad today on the Choc and Roll Show. This is one I made earlier, and I feel qualified to say that now. I always used to say, here's one I made earlier, and I kind of felt unqualified, and I used to follow it up by saying, maybe one day they will invite me on Blue Pizza to make chocolate, and lo and behold, they did. Mandy said that they loved the Watsonwood Soda. Beautiful spot on the canal. Indeed, indeed. Mandy cannot agree more. Look at all this beautiful chocolate bar. I'm just going to show you on the close-up camera. And I'm going to explain what I've done, because you'll see that there's some texture in here. Yeah, so stay tuned for the chocolate bark. Do not go anywhere. Not just yet anyway. Just going to flick that to the... there we go. Back on the main cam. And just... It's so textured and so soft and smooth and chocolatey that I'm just so tempted to take a bite right now, but I won't, because I can't, because I'll just make a dribbling, salivating, embarrassing mess of myself in front of all these people live on social media, and then I won't be able to talk, and I'll have to close it down, and it just won't be good. Maybe I could have a live audience and offend somebody and receive a chocolate slap. Yeah. I used to do chocolate high fives with the kids. Not very COVID safe though, is it these days? But hey, I was back at school yesterday. Hi Jenny, Jenny's watching. Jenny is here on Chocolate Street. She keeps an eye on things, eyes and ears. The gatekeeper on Chocolate Street. Hi Jenny, hi Chris, and welcome to the Choc and Roll Show. So I was just talking about my week. Obviously some crazy stuff going on in the news at the Oscars. And for me, I went to a school which was fab. I did 3 classes back to back to back, and they all made little chocolate skulls, like my ring, which is obviously a skull. So there's a reason for that, and they all loved it. And they made chocolate lollipops as well. And they can make any shape, and they're limited only by their imagination. And they loved it. And I did give them chocolate moustaches on the face. Yeah, I did do that. I couldn't resist it. They all absolutely loved it. I even went for a little ride on my one wheel in between the classes just to enjoy the local environment. Probably should have had a sandwich at lunchtime like most people do, or a school dinner. But I thought I'll pass on that. I'll have a late lunch when I get back here and enjoy the sights around school on my one wheel. So that was cool. And somebody actually, Marion Booth on Facebook, said that I should make a chocolate one wheel, which is my electric kind of hoverboard thing. Mandy, did you see my one wheel when you came up? Yes, I'm glad. Oh, fantastic, Mandy. Love it. Loving the energy, the comments. So much going on in High Lane. We've now got a decking canal side, and makes us appreciate just where we are even more. The good weather is no longer here, but it'll be back, and we'll be back on the canal side, watching the boats go by, the pirate ships, the pizza boat, and taking it all in. I'm going to give you some exclusive now, right? So I had an idea, and this idea came to me. Actually, it's interesting when ideas come to you. I'm going to throw that back to you. When do ideas come to you? Is it when you're in the shower? Is it when you're in the car? Is it when you're out for a run or a walk? Or is it when you're going to sleep? For me, it's when I'm making some out of chocolate. So that's clearly my meditation, my happy place when I'm in my flow. And I was making here the other day, and I just thought it was, I don't know where it came from. I must have been thinking about Easter and eggs, and I thought about when I was a kid and used to go on a walk, and there was an egg box at this farmhouse that we went past on the walk, and they kept chickens, so eggs. They used to put them in the box, and you could collect eggs and you could leave money. So it's like an honesty box where you could, you leave a donation. And I was inspired by that, thinking of that memory, because I was so excited by that as a child, like walking past his house thinking, I wonder if there'll be eggs there today. Because they weren't always there. That was the thing. They weren't always there. So when they were there, it was like, yes, we got eggs. And it got me thinking, I'd love to be part of the children's memories, of like the children of the future's memories, kind of, or the adults of the future from when they were kids, by having little chocolate eggs in my egg box and people leaving a little donation. So let me know what you think about that. Mandy, I hope you're well. I hope you're okay, because I know you have had COVID, so stay well. And I hope you get COVID-free very soon. Thank you for your very kind words as well. We're very proud of it here. It's nice that we have people up here to visit that appreciate what we love. And the sun was shining as well. So, yeah. So I'm thinking chocolate eggs, canal side, for the walkers. They leave a donation and, you know, it covers the cost of all the chocolate and stuff. And I'm actually thinking as well, like, it could be quite a fun thing that in the occasional egg is a golden ticket. Not in the egg, because, you know, that could be a choke hazard, but within the wrapper. Yeah, maybe I was thinking they would be wrapped in gold foil, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. There's going to be some golden ticket aspect to it. And they could win like a one-on-one chocolate making session with me. They could win a voucher for Mama and Papa Choc's shop next door, or for Kim Minchin Lifestyle, my wife's shop there. Or maybe even some of the local businesses like Waltz and Matilda, a pizza, or the Bull's Head High Lane, some of their halloumi fries and a pint, which often I go for if I'm doing a late live in my Choc studio. So, yeah, just an idea. That is an exclusive that I haven't spoken about that before publicly. I've been talking about it with a few people, just trying to refine that idea, to understand what that idea actually is and how it's going to work. And if it's going to work, it's got to be kept in the shade. And I hope that people would be quite nice about it and not just swoop the whole lot, because I realise chocolate eggs might have a slightly different appeal than eggs. Not taking away from eggs, but chocolate eggs and kids, and yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Mandy says it's a fantastic idea. So does Jenny, and so does Chris at the Waltz and Matilda, and they're in. So there we go. There we go. And this is why I do the lives as well, because it makes me accountable. It means that I can't just talk about ideas. I've got to action ideas. So take that inspired action. I'm accountable now. So there we go. It's happening. It is happening. So watch this space. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll just create a little bit of excitement in the local area, maybe even beyond. Maybe people would come from far afield. I would. I think just for the whole mystery and I like the imagination part of it. I like the fact that somebody, if it wasn't me doing it, I would like the fact that somebody else has done that, because it's kind of crazy. So I would be checking that box to see, see if there's any eggs in there. By the way, Easter coming up, 18 days to go. If you just join me, I'll be making some Easter chocolate bark. And also, I'm hoping that I can get my dad on. He's away at the moment with Mama and Papa Choc are in Portugal, enjoying some sunshine before they get back into the Easter chaos. But I'm hoping that, well, it's probably unlikely because it's going to be so busy, that maybe my dad can make his own version of a cream egg, because he does that with the fondant inside. But if not, I'll have to do it on his behalf. But you never know, he might make an appearance. He might come over to the studio after a busy day making eggs. He might come and join me for a beer and just have a chat with me whilst I'm making the cream eggs and tell me, you know, whether I'm doing it right or not. So yeah, thanks for joining me live today on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Let me know that you're watching if you haven't done already in the comments. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you anything awkward or make you speak more, but just give me a little wave. It's a funny thing, isn't it? People don't always want to comment. People just want to be sometimes watching from the outside, but it'd be nice to have a little wave. The t-shirt, by the way, there's a reason for this as well. So this one says bacon, eggs, and cheese, and it's a brand called Egg Sluts. Can I say that? I just did. Whoops. Anyway, bacon, eggs, and cheese. It's my favorite breakfast sandwich, which says a lot because I'm a big fan of the McDonald's sausage and egg McMuffin. But this I got in Vegas, and the cues speak for themselves on a brioche bun. It's really naughty, but the inspiration I'm thinking for Easter is basically bacon, eggs, because it's eggs, and cheese. Yeah. So that I'm thinking could be a really weird recipe, but a good one for the Choc and Roll Show. Let me know your thoughts on that. And that would be...
Ollie, I'm curious. What's the snack of the week?
Yeah, that would be the snack of the week. So watch this space for that one, because I'm thinking actual crispy bacon dipped in milk chocolate with the gold on. So gold bacon, right? Gold chocolate bacon stuck to the side of the chocolate egg. So that's your eggs and bacon. And then the cheese bit, I haven't worked out yet. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think it's disgusting. It's all subjective, that's fine. But it's salty, it's crispy, oh, it's good. So that's going to be a weird but wonderful one, I think. So stay tuned for that. That's got to be one of my Easter specials. Like I said, this is the first Easter special. It's 18 days. It's going to be more Easter stuff, Easter vibes coming. What have you seen in the supermarkets? Because this was from Morrison's. Did anyone see that? Egg on toast. So I'm gonna up the ante with that and go with the bacon and egg. Yeah, so actual bacon on mine. So more ideas, more stuff coming. White chocolate curls for the cheese Mandy. Yes, love that. So I'm wondering if I can incorporate a bit of a cheesy taste to it. I don't know. Because when I did the event with Gino De Campo at his restaurant in Manchester, I did Italian-inspired flavours, balsamic, white truffle, Parmesan, so Parmigiano, which was a Parmesan crisp. So not Parmesan as it comes from the fridge, fresh cheese. It was grated, grilled, and then left to cool. So it had a crunch to it, it had a saltiness to it, and it was with white chocolate, and the combination of the two textures and flavours were amazing. It had almost like a burnt cheesiness to it. It was good. So I'm wondering whether I could incorporate that. But, Mandy, I love the curl idea. So you're thinking aesthetic, I'm thinking flavour. How can I bring those two things together? We will see. We will see. But any more ideas that you have, because, Mandy, I loved our brainstorming when you were here a couple of weeks back. So, yes, keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Just going to flick to the overhead now and show you. So, basically, what I've got here is a new kit, which is going to be available tonight. It comes with one of these molds, which is for a mini egg mold. And inside here are, well, there's a certificate because you do become a Choc star. Yeah, that's the thing. You get your milk chocolate. You get your accessory pack, piping bags, greaseproof paper, some lolly sticks in there as well in case you make lollies also, some Easter lollies. You've got your white chocolate buttons and the mini eggs. There we go. So it's basically so that you can make your own Easter chocolate bark. Now, I was looking into bark, like what is chocolate bark? I know what it is, but I was thinking like, why is it called that? I make the Holy Grail, I call it a slab. So I would call this a slab. What would you call it? And yeah, so I do that. I make it into the slab, cut it into shards. Thanks, Mandy. Glad that you like the kit and Parmesan crisp. It's making me hungry. Bark is the reason why it's called chocolate bark is because it resembles the texture of bark on a tree, and that's because it's got like kind of like rough texture about it. It's almost a bit unfinished. It's almost a bit slapdash, and that's why it's so easy to do. That's why I chose this for this episode of the Choc and Roll Show, because it's quick, it's easy, it's fun. So here's one I made earlier. Now, I'm just going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to make another one now so you can see how it's done. So all you need is, I'm going to keep it on the overhead cam because I think this is the most important view for you. You're going to need some tempered milk chocolate. It definitely helps that I've got a machine right next to me with all this liquid chocolate. But all you do, if you're just joining me for the first time, when you're tempering chocolates, a heaven slab. Oh yeah, I love that. Chocolate heaven indeed, Mandy. I agree. Milk chocolate butter, melt it, cool it down. So you've got to temper it, which means that you've got to add solid pieces back in order to cool it down so that it's a nice, cool liquid chocolate. You can do three things. You can splash it on the greaseproof paper. That should set within a couple of minutes. You can check it on your lip. It should be cool to touch on your lip. The other thing you can do is have a chocolate button in there. Make sure that that chocolate button is not melting. When the chocolate button's not melting, it's cool enough. When that sets, it's cool enough. When it's cool to touch on your lip, it's cool enough. You guessed it, baby. And then all you do is smooth it out onto either greaseproof paper or what I would suggest is foil. So the reason why I was talking to you about the definition of bark and the texture and all the rest of it was because I made some on foil earlier because I thought if I'm going to call it bark, I really want to be true to its name. So I'll just very quickly show you this. Look how easy this. You can just imagine doing this with the kids, with the family. This could even be like a works do. You can chuck anything on there as long as it's got Easter vibes to it. Mini eggs, they come in within the kit, or you can get your own. Thanks, Mandy. Thanks for joining. Lots and lots of love, and see you soon. Choc love. Mini Smarties. Yeah, you can put anything on, right? So it's basically like my holy grail. Have a great evening, Mandy. I would use like crushed Oreos, sea salt, popping candy, toffee, all the rest of it. But Easter, colours, pop of colour. So Smarties, M&Ms, mini eggs. There are no rules. You can customise it however you want. Just add your own little twist on it. But these are the little eggs that I've made that come, well, the mould that comes with the kit, which means that you can make your own eggs. And if you were to go online, you can buy the edible gold dust, sugar and crumb salad. I talk about it every week because I absolutely love it. So if you were to buy some of that, you get yourself a little brush, get yourself some of this Wonder Dust. Getting a bit too excited. Nearly had Wonder Dust everywhere. Mind you, it wouldn't have been such a bad thing. This would have been gold. And actually, maybe that's not such a bad idea. So then you can turn your eggs gold. Right? So just makes it a little bit more colourful, a little bit more exciting. VIP maybe. Premium luxury. So you just disperse them all over the slab. Just chuck them all on there. Make sure you get them on before it sets because it's temperature piece of this beautiful bark. It's just going to be, yeah, delicious. So talking about the foil, right? So I use the foil. I actually had to get rid of the foil, so I won't be able to do that again for you now. But can you see the textures on there? Let me know in the comments if you can see that texture. You'll see it better when I do what I'm about to do. So I basically rolled up a piece of foil and then carefully folded it back out so it's flat. Can you imagine that now? Are you using your imaginations? Pour the chocolate over the foil, just like I've done with the slab here, except for onto the crinkled up foil. Leave it to set, and then once it's set, you can peel off the foil. And instead of having a flat back, I was going to say backside then, but it might have sounded a bit wrong. It's going to have this textured effect, which is simply lovely. So then if you have got your Wonder Dust, I always want to say Wonderlust, but that's a different thing. You're just going to brush. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it actually looks like gold foil. Maybe my Easter eggs for the honesty box should actually be golden eggs laid by a golden chicken. But how fab does that look? Like, so easy, so effective, and it's literally just a little drop of the Wonder Dust and then brushing it on. I don't use this brush for my makeup, by the way. I only use it for the edible gold, but these look like pieces of treasure. So I suggest get yourself some of the Wonder Dust so you can take your bark to the next level. Premium bark, you can almost like see your face in it. It's so shiny. So what chocolate does when it's tempered is it reflects the surface of whatever it sits on. So if you use cellophane, it's going to reflect that very shiny surface. If you use the foil, as you can see here, especially if it's been creased, it's going to have that effect. If you were to do it on a mirror, I was told that you would see yourself in the chocolate. I was told that on a course in Belgium, but I've never tried it. So I don't actually know. It just sounds magic though, doesn't it? Making chocolate on a mirror and then having a piece of chocolate that is like, not just like glass and shiny, but you could see yourself in this chocolate mirror. I feel like we could create a fairy tale about that, don't you? Chocolate mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the chocolatiest of them all? It is you, Oli the Choc. It is you. You are the king of choc and roll. I'm the king of choc and roll. Completely. Yeah, I do enjoy myself. I'm just on my own in my studio. But you're watching though, aren't you? Somebody's watching me. And let me know if you are. I'm not just on my own. But actually, it wouldn't make any difference whether I was or not. So, I'm just literally quite lost in that now. So I'm going to flick back to the overhead and just say hello. And if you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Oli the Choc. I've been working with chocolate for 20 years, family business, Simon Dunn Chocolatey. We're in High Lane, we've got the canal, aka the Chocolate River, by the side of us. And yeah, I do live events, virtual, corporate, and real life events. This looks awesome, by the way. This is great fun to do with the family. All I've used is tempered chocolate, mini eggs, Smarties, and I've made some mini eggs as well to go on the top. So you can buy these kits from me. I'm going to be putting those on my website, which is olithechoc.com. I'll be putting those on my website tonight. They come in a box like this, and inside the chocolate, the eggs, everything you need. And as you can see, it's super easy to do. You temper the chocolate, you spread it out onto either greaseproof paper or, like I said then, foil to give it a texture. And you've got to be quick adding your toppings using the mini eggs that you've made, hopefully using the mould from the kit, which is really easy. But also adding some Smarties, whatever you want, whenever you want out of the cupboard. Thanks, Jenny. I'm going to be sending you some right over there. Just there. Jenny is literally just there. Pretty good. That is pretty convenient, that, isn't it, Jenny? Yeah, and it's just going to set at room temperature. It does not need to go in the fridge. It will set at room temperature, and it will just peel off the greaseproof or the foil, and it will reflect that surface. So in my case here, with the greaseproof completely flat, whereas using the foil, you get that texture. And if you use the gold, if you want to pimp up your bark, you can brush it with a little bit of the edible gold, Wonder Dust, and it just looks extra. That's what I'm thinking this Easter. Just go extra. Go extra or go home. That's what I'm saying. What do you say? What do you say? So, another little story for you. Nighttime stories. I went to a place, I wonder if Jenny knows this one, in Prestbury. Is it called Harry's? And Kim and I went and we had a bacon sandwich. Apologies to any vegetarians or vegans, by the way, because I've talked quite excessively about bacon. It even says it on my t-shirt, so sorry about that. But it was a very good bacon sandwich, and they served it through a hatch in the wall, which was really quirky and really cool. And apparently, because I got talking to some of the locals, the reason why it was served like out of the window is because, well, they had that facility set up during lockdown, and that was the COVID hatch, as they called it. And they kept it because it was really cool. And the only reason why we stopped actually is because Kim was like, "Oh, what's that there? What's that little hatch thing?" We saw somebody bent down, like paying or taking a coffee. That body language as you drive past and you see somebody doing that, you think, "What's that?" If they were just stood up straight, you know, just a different body language. Like, "What's that all?" I'm intrigued. So we pulled over. We managed to Henry's. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. Did I say Harry's? Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. So if anyone knows the place, give them a bit of chocolate from me. I'll take them some samples just to say thanks, because we had Romeo asleep in the car, and we were turning around. And I said to Kim, that car's going to go in a minute, that Mercedes. I know it is, and it's right outside. And by the time we turned around, it was available, and I managed to go in and get the goods. Had a nice chat with some locals as well, who actually shared with me some local walks, which I now want to do. So I went away buzzing with my bacon sandwich, my coffee, and also ideas of walks, future walks, or future rides on my one wheel. So yeah, happy days. Why was I telling you that? I was wondering, because they kept that hatch as a result of COVID and the changes. Do you know anywhere near you that had to change during COVID and then found something really cool as a result? Because I guess for me, I was already doing videos, but for me, I became more prominent online. I started to do more live events, live shows, and now a big part of what I do is the live corporate events. And yeah, I just wondered, so that's something that I did during COVID to adapt, to keep going, and that's stayed. I'm now doing a mixture of real life and virtual. Henry's clearly did that. They found something cool that worked for them, and I'm sure that's added to their business. And is there anywhere near you that you would say, oh yeah, this business, they did this? Or like you hear about restaurants that never ever did takeaways, they wouldn't dream of it, but then they had to, and they continue doing takeaways, and they had to like restructure the kitchen layout and make way for a Deliveroo driver coming in. Yeah, I just find it quite interesting how that process has almost forced people to evolve, but it's sometimes forced them to evolve in a really good way, and they've found things that really work that they wouldn't have otherwise tried. So if you're watching this and you know of anywhere that you can think of that you would say, yes, this business adapted and they found something and they stuck with it and they're still doing it now, I'm sure it will be, for the coming years, we'll be discovering places that, you know, have done exactly that and continue to offer. So yeah, intrigued to know, but yeah, I think that's about it for now, really. I just wanted to share my chocolate bar. Give this a try. Tag me in your pictures, in your videos. Use the hashtag Choc and Roll. Use the hashtag Go Extra or Go Home. Buy the kits off me if you want, or just go and get yourself some ingredients. But either way, it's all about being creative, getting hands-on, using that part of your creative brain. It's good for your well-being. It's good for your mind, body, and soul. It's fun with all the family. It's a bit of time off the screens, and it tastes good, and that's what chocolate's all about, isn't it? It's everybody loves chocolate. Makes people smile, and that's what it does for me. You know, it's a way to connect with people. It's a great way to break the ice or break the shell, in this case. So plenty more egg puns to come, and more Easter recipes, bacon and eggs being one of them, egg slut inspired, and yeah, big eggs with Romy inside. Stuff that you can try at home, stuff that you maybe can't, but maybe you just have fun watching anyway. So LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what you enjoyed about today's show. Hopefully it's given you an idea. Maybe you'll pick up a kit, maybe you'll try this at home with the family. Maybe it's something that you think about doing with the office and with the team at work. I can send these kits out to people anywhere on the planet, thanks to my fantastic friends at InExpress, who are my couriers, and we send the kits to Singapore, America, Australia, and I can connect with people this way, anywhere in the world, and show them how to make things with chocolate. So again, it's how I communicate, which is what I love. So yeah, keep an eye out. Drop me a message if you have any inquiries for any of your virtual or real life events, schools. I'm doing parties here now. So many different things going on. It's just how I like it. A real great mixture of all these fun and creative things. Buzzing with ideas. I hope you've enjoyed listening to some of those tonight. Yeah, that is all from me. So all I have to say is peace, love, choc and roll. Until next time, which is going to be next Wednesday, same time, same place, Wednesday live at 5. No hump days, only good vibes in the chocolate room. Bye for now. Give me a virtual wave. Give me a waving hand emoji if you're still watching. Have a great afternoon and evening, and good afternoon, good evening, and good night.